He was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with Avril Lavigne song. Now, it's going to be another Earth 2 update video. There's a couple of things to go over today, and one thing I want to explain. Thank you for the new Patreon members, new subscribers, every single thing, especially when you use my referral code down below. That does mean the world to me. Give me a shout out on your page if you have any social media as well. DNA of Meme asks, what land do you recommend for beginners? Okay, so there's a couple ways to go about this because there's a couple different strategies. If you're in the short-term game, just want to do a quick flip, the best advice I say would probably be to buy something that's still cheap. Yemen, Antarctica, anything that you can find for under 30 cents a tile. I think anything under like 26 cents will definitely be class 1. That'll be more desirable in the future. So that's something that I think would be good if you just want to do a short-term flip. That's not something that I would do. I mean, I'm still buying those areas. I haven't in a couple of days. I haven't had internet, and I probably will today. But I had been doing Brazil and India for a while, South Africa still, Antarctica, Yemen. I'll continue to buy those as the game progresses. Again, I just haven't in a couple of days because I have not been here. But for the other thing, as far as beginners, even if you're a beginner or you've been here for a while, I don't think it's ever a bad idea to just buy and hold. Doesn't really matter where. Since we're not 100% sure where the actual resources are going to be spawned, I know we're going to have a couple of surprises, and generally speaking, if you have something in an oil reserve, it's probably going to spawn oil. But just buy and hold right now, that's probably the best advice that I would give. Land taxes are not here yet. Please help. Okay, so land taxes, when we get them, they are going to be backdated to the 28th or until the date, like the last time I got mine was the 27th of December. So mine will be backdated to the 28th. If yours haven't been paid since the 29th, then you'll get it backdated to that day. The servers are just, everything's really maxed out and overloaded right now, so that's why. Michael Kiss asks, what kind of resources do you think will spawn on tiles located in a city? So this is something I think that obviously you're not going to have corn or water or oil in a city, maybe unless you hit a pipeline or something like that. But I think it should be fair to say that you could spawn concrete or asphalt or brick or anything or steel, anything that you would find in a city, stuff to build with. So that's what I think. But again, just because a lot of the buildings are wiped doesn't mean that there aren't going to be sidewalks and concrete and things there. And that's something that you might have to use to build, especially steel and brick. Like in the game Settlers of Catan, brick is one of the things that you need to be able to make a couple of things. So that is something that I think will be very helpful, especially if you want to build a sturdy house. Next question is, when will Phase 2 come out? Well, we're still not 100% sure of the exact date yet. The developers did say that they have said that before the end of Q2 2021, so before July of this year, is when Phase 2 will come out. They also said we should expect updates this month in January. When they said updates, I don't think that they meant updates in the game. I think they just meant like the announcement. Like, we will announce updates as the month goes on. So I think that'll happen this month. They'll announce what they plan to do. And again, as these new phases roll out, you'll still be able to play on PC, on my cell phone that I have a browser. Even though the apps aren't there yet, I still go on my cell phone and look on the browser. And that's just a good way to do that on the go, kind of like a mobile. Again, the mobile apps aren't here yet, but they just wanted to said eventually they'll have consoles as well. And remember, VR is just an additional experience. VR is just something that they'll say, okay, you can play it without VR, but if you have VR, it'll make the experience that much better. I do fully expect this game to be the game that is a major catalyst for the growth of virtual reality in general. Because again, it's still relatively new. It's still kind of dipping their toes in the water. Haven't 100% found their footing, but I think this will be the game. Like, oh, no, dude, we need it. Outside of that, VR in general is very cool. Someone also asked if they will be able to subdivide or join properties. And for those that you don't know, subdivide just means the breaking up of something. Say if you have 10 tiles, you could subdivide it to either 10 single tiles or 2 blocks of 5, something along those lines. And when they said join, it was unclear if they meant to combine 2 sets of tiles that are both yours, which I think would make sense. And they also didn't clarify if it was you could take your set of tiles and someone else's sets of tiles and combine them as well. And basically, the short answer from the developers was no. And I'm not 100% sure why, but they did say that it will become more obvious as the game progresses. So maybe it's that, okay, these span of 3 tiles and these span of 3 tiles, maybe because of when they were bought and how the deed is made, that they spawn different things, they spawn at different rates. So maybe that's why that you wouldn't want to eventually, just because, oh, one's getting something, one's getting something else. I don't want to combine them now. Withdrawing money. The internal systems right now are maxed out, and excuse me, trying to make sure that the money is protected. So that's why that's also another reason why we haven't seen the trailer for the terrain system yet. That video has been done for a short while now. They just don't want to release it yet because they will make the game go viral again. And not that they don't want that, they just want to make sure that all their systems and everything's up to date and are able to handle that influx of people. They just don't want the servers to crash again. We will probably see the video sometime in Q1, so definitely before the end of March. Since right now they are profitable, they could take those profits and do what they need to upgrade everything to make sure they have the right amount of servers for the influx of people. Now again, this is before the game is translated into other languages, but I think that's something that should be ready ASAP. I think we'll get the trailer probably within the month, sometime in the next few weeks. Someone said dips and the holidays. Yes. So something that I had learned years ago, but is when some things are gaining traction, even if they're not, some things are regular, gaining traction, like in the Halo or Gears of War days, there's going to be a lot less people online during the holidays, especially like Halo, Gears of War, all of those things that we used to play when we were younger, because a lot of the people that were playing that were kids and they had families. Nowadays, the only thing that has changed is now kids are now adults, kids of our own and families, and so that's a lot of reason why you're going to see a small blip in the holidays as far as user base, lack of growth, just because people are doing other things at that time. So, but right now we are full on straight ahead. Not another major holiday, I think, for a while. So it should be good there. If anyone has any questions, please comment down below. Give my Patreon a look. Give my referral code a look. I love you all. Class dismissed. Meow.